If I had a $100 bill for every time that I said personal astrology should be a prerequisite to graduating high school, guess what? I would have never have to work again. If you guys have heard me say this once, you've heard me say it a countless number of times. Knowing your personal astrology and understanding the personal astrology of others is absolutely critical to success in all types of relationships. But coming up on this edition of Maddie's Rap, we're going to be taking a look at a famous couple that decided to call it quits after 13 years. And I'm going to show you in their birth charts why, well, if you had asked me why, or if you had asked me if I thought their relationship would stand the test of time, I would have looked at 4 or 5 basic aspects of their personal natal charts and said to you, nah, it's not going to last. This coming up on Maddie's Rap, we're not even going to be doing a deep dive into relationship synastry, all right? Or astrological synastry. I'm going to show you how a basic understanding of your birth chart and the birth chart of anybody that you think you might be interested in engaging in a relationship with can either green light it for you or tell you to pump the brakes. Relationships and astrology coming up on this edition of Maddie's Rap. Stay tuned. Hello, and welcome back to another edition of Maddie's Rap. I'm your host, the world-renowned author and storyteller, Matt D. Talford, author of a couple of must-have, must-read, must-own books that I will tell you about at the end of today's video. Now, before we get started, I do want to issue an apology, ladies and gentlemen. You can probably tell that the video quality is different now than the audio quality is different now than it was in the opening segment. I realized that the audio capture device that I was using was not this microphone, okay? It was the onboard built-in laptop microphone, and that's the difference in the audio. So we're on the right track now, and I didn't want to redo it because I don't read cue cards. I just kind of just go with it, all right? So I like the recording minus the audio, and I was like, okay, let me get back on track with the audio. The recording, the info is good. So anyway, enough of that. Here we are. Now, before we get started, shout out to my returning and new subscribers. I love you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the love. Thank you for the likes, the shares, the comments. The comments keep this thing going. And I'm sure you all are going to have some comments after today's video. So anything that you want to talk about relationship-wise after this, leave it in the comments, and let's all have it. Let's have a big community powwow. I love those, all right? Now, relationships and astrology, all right? I say this all the time. If we had to do astrology in high school as a prerequisite for graduating, we would learn so much about ourselves and learn so much about how to learn about others, and it would save a lot of us a lot of relationship headaches, okay? A lot of relationship headaches. So today we're going to be looking at a very famous couple and 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 aspects of their individual birth charts that jumped right off the page when I looked at them, okay? And that famous couple, I'm not going to hold y'all. That famous couple is none other than NFL football player Tom Brady and his soon-to-be ex-wife. And I say soon-to-be, I don't think they're divorced yet, but today is Friday, December 30th, 2022. If you're watching this after 2022, it's 2023 or later. Happy New Year to you. Anyway, as of today, I don't think that their divorce is like final, but I know they announced it earlier this year, whatever. Now, again, when I looked at their birth charts, and I didn't do a synastry overlay, I didn't look at any of that. I just wanted to look at their individual birth charts because I wanted to share with you guys a very basic and yet powerful knowledge that can help you avoid some of these pitfalls of relationships that look like they might work up front and then end up fizzling out later down the line. So, what are we looking at today, Matt? We're going to be looking at their sun sign, their moon sign, their ascendant, aka rising sign, and maybe I'll look at their descendant as well. The ascendant is the house number 1, your first house, all right? AKA, it's typically going to be your chart ruler, or whatever the ruling planet is for that first house sign is going to be your chart ruler. And then the descendant is opposite the ascendant. So if house number 1 is the ascendant, house number 7 is the descendant. We know that house number 7 is the house of relationships, okay? Relationships, marriage, that kind of stuff. That's house number 7, all right? And it's typically going to be the opposite sign that you have in house number 1. So we'll look at those 4 aspects, and we'll break down why, looking at their individual birth charts, if you had to play matchmaker with those 2, you would probably give a ruling of hot date, great girlfriend, boyfriend material, long range husband and wife, long-term husband and wife? Probably not. All right, we're going to take a look at that after this short break. You're watching Maddie's Rap with author Matt D. Talford. All right, welcome back. And without further ado, we're going to jump right in to looking at the relationship compatibility of Gisele Bundchen and Tom Brady based on 4 very key aspects of their birth chart. And again, this is not even a deep dive into relationship synastry. You don't have to be an astrologer to understand how understanding these basic placements can help you to either solidify in your mind that you made a good pick, or make you say, everything that glitters ain't necessarily gold. All right, let's take a look at their sun signs. Now, you guys know I'm really big on sun sign compatibility. If you looked at my video that I recorded, I don't know if it was 2021 or this year, honestly, I mean, these things all run together. If I'm not looking at the title and the date published, I don't even remember when I recorded it, all right? So anyway, but this is a video I did some time ago titled Astrology, Your Personal Instruction Manual. And in it, I kind of talked about how astrology can play a significant or a key role in helping you to choose the right life partner, okay? And in that, one of the things I pointed out is the compatibility of the elements of the sun sign. And just as a quick recap, if you're an earth sign, then you are going to be complemented by a water sign or supplemented by another earth sign. Complementary versus supplementary. Supplementary is typically going to be more of the same. Complementary is going to be different, but helps complete the circle, if you will. Now, for example, if you're an earth sign, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo, you're going to, a complementary sign would be a water sign, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, all right? Vice versa, it doesn't matter. If you're a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, then a complementary sign is going to be an air sign, okay? What are we talking about here? Libra and Gemini. So those are complementary to each other. Water complements earth, earth complements water, fire complements air, air complements fire, okay? Now, if you can't get a complementary sign, then get a supplementary sign. Earth and earth go together, fire and fire go together, air and air go together, water and water go together. You're just going to be, you're just going to be a lot of the same, so you're going to need some other placements to help balance things out, but you can make it work. Now, when you're crossing elements and you like say maybe an earth and fire or earth and air or fire and water, we know fire and water don't go together. We know that, all right? So you're going to need to do a lot of work to keep that thing going, all right? Because it's naturally not supposed to work. Air and water. You can't mix air and water. You're going to have water bubbles. You're going to have air bubbles in the water, all right? Anyway, I'm not going to redo that video. You guys can check it out. There'll be a link in the description box below. But again, we're going to take a look at let's take a look at the sun sign. Now, because that's one of the first things I look at when people say, Matt, do you think, because people ask me for my opinion all the time. They're like, hey, Matt, what do you think of, this girl right here, man? I like this girl. First thing I ask them is, what's her sign? Do you know? So if you can't tell me a sign, then find out and come back and I'll give you an answer. I can't tell you right now, right off grip, because I don't know her. I know you, I don't know her. I can listen to you tell me what you like about her. But I mean, who goes and buys a used car because it looks good, it's got some fat rims on it, whatever you like in the car without looking under the hood? All right? That's a good analogy for relationships, all right? Nobody who's smart is going to go buy a car just because it looks good, just because they sit in it and it feels, ooh, this is the best car I've ever sat in, all right? Quick story, years ago, my wife wanted to get a Porsche Cayenne. She found one she liked at I won't name the audio reseller, whatever. I won't name that the company that sold it, all right? It was a previously owned Porsche Cayenne. Looked good. She liked the interior, liked the exterior. It was what she wanted. But alas, she called a mechanic friend, said, hey, come take a look at this vehicle for me. He took it out for a spin, came back 20 minutes later. He said, don't waste your money. Don't waste your money, all right? So if you're smart, you want to know what's going on under the hood. Don't just go by the looks and the feel. You want to know what's under the hood, all right? Y'all know why I sat back like that when I said feel, okay? I don't need to put that emoji on the screen for y'all to know what I'm talking about. The peach and the eggplant. All right, let's get back on this, y'all. Let's get back on this so I can wrap this video up. Sun sign compatibility. Tom Brady, born in 1977, is a Leo. That's fire, right? That's a Leo. Let's look at his moon. Let's look at his other placement while we're here. Let's just go to big three, and then we'll deal with the descendant later, and then we'll get off of this. What is Tom's big three? He's a Leo sun. He's an Aries moon, and he is a Libra rising. Shout out to the Libra risings out there, all right? Tom is a Leo, Aries, Libra, all right? Fire, fire, air. Now, let's jump over and look at Gisele, all right? Gisele, born 3 years later, is a Cancer sun. She's a Cancer sun, a Scorpio moon, and a Capricorn rising. Shout out to my Caps out there, all right? So already you can see some incompatibilities because you're talking about a fire sun matching with a water sun. Now, there's some other things. Some things that cause some initial attraction and that sort of thing. For those of you who don't even look at astrology, you might look and say, well, Tom Brady, he's got that chiseled face. He's got that all-American look, whatever. He's got the typical aspects of Libra risings. Libra risings are known for looks. They're known for having an aura about them. A lot of them are known for their voices. They have smooth voices or whatever. They're smooth in speech. Libra rising, all right? So if you're a Gisele, why wouldn't you want a Libra rising? And he's famous too. He's Super Bowl winning quarterback, and he's a Libra rising, all right? Your rising sign, guys, I did a video on the sun, moon, and rising as well. The rising sign is the first thing it's the energy that people first encounter when they meet you, when they don't know you. So anybody meeting, if you had to guess a rising sign with Tom Brady right off the grip, you're going to say Libra rising. He's got that energy that people just want to go up and talk to him. That's another characteristic of Libra rising. People want to go, who is that? I want to talk to that person. That's a characteristic of Libra rising. I won't tell you how many times my wife has laughed at me, just perfect strangers coming up and wanting to have a conversation. I'm a Libra rising too. Perfect strangers wanting to come up and have a conversation. Male or female, doesn't matter. It's just an energy that Libra rising has. It's that their chart ruler is Venus. Venus is a planet of love, beauty, allure, that kind of thing. That's Venus energy. So Tom Brady has that about him. So if you're Gisele, if she had to pick, she's going with that. I mean, that jumps right off at you. Now, so her rising sign is Capricorn. Capricorn rising. I've read somewhere the Capricorn risings are very similar to Scorpio rising. A Capricorn rising has a certain allure to them too, kind of like with the Scorpio rising. Scorpio risings are known for their eyes and just having this sort of appeal. Capricorn energy, I've read, is very similar. So Gisele, you can look at her and see already. I mean, come on, Sports Illustrated model, Sports Illustrated swimsuit model, I should say, Victoria's Secret model. Come on, all right. She had the look. Boom, they look like the perfect couple. And well, I won't get into the 10th house. I'll leave the MC alone. I'll leave the midheaven alone. There's some stuff there too. That's your public persona as well. And I won't get into that. But if I was going to mention that, Gisele is a Libra 10th house. So that's the public persona. That's another thing that people see when you're out and about, how your work style, how you are with people in the public or whatever. All right. So won't get into that, but they're matching there. So you got a Libra rising matched on the Tom side, the guy side, matched with a Libra 10th house on the female side. It looks like it's on paper it should work. Okay. But again, you're throwing water, Cancer energy, onto a fire, Leo energy. That's tough. That's tough, okay? Now, moon sign. I'm gonna tell y'all again, that's already a strike. That's strike one right there. An incompatibility of the elements. Water and fire don't typically mix. However, they lasted 13 years. And I'm gonna tell you why I think they lasted 13 years and ultimately failed, okay? Now, the moon sign, she is a Scorpio moon. He is, and I should have this on the screen for you guys. He is an Aries moon, all right? So you're talking about Scorpio again. Now, here's the interesting thing. Both of those are ruled by the same planet, if you will. So it's similar energy, intense energy. Aries, fiery passion. Scorpio, even though it's a water sign, Aries is a fire sign, Scorpio is a water sign. But the thing that they have in common is the ruling planet, Mars. And now, if you're dealing with old school astrology, then you'll hear people say, well, Scorpio is new school is Scorpio is co-ruled by Mars and Pluto. Old school, Scorpio's planetary ruler is Pluto. Pluto is all about spirituality, that sort of thing, past lives, karma, that kind of thing. That's Pluto. So if you want to deal with the old school, then we kind of got some issues there already. But let's just deal with the new school. So that seems like it should work, right? Because they got two compatible moon signs. What's your sun? Your sun is your everyday energy. It's your out and about energy. It's how you work. I like to say your sun energy is how you work. Your moon is your emotions. That's who you are at home. That's who you are in your private life. So you got a private life Aries with a private life Scorpio. Now, those of you who know Scorpio moons, you know that Scorpio moon is arguably the most intense moon sign. Scorpio moons, to me, trump Scorpio suns all day, every day. It's not even close in the intensity department. And I'm keeping it 100. I know several Scorpio moons. And that's not to say anything bad about Scorpio moons. God made everything for a reason. There's a reason why Scorpio moons are so intense, all right? And there are benefits to it. But there also, if the Scorpio moon has not done their shadow work and they don't have control of those intense emotions, then it could be problematic at home too. So now, that was the moon sign. And their rising signs, you got a Capricorn rising with a Libra rising. I already talked about that. Now, you know what? I'm going to talk about two other major aspects, Mars and Venus, okay? Because I'm about to tell y'all now, again, on paper, just looking at the sun, moon, and rising, I would say no. They're not a good fit for each other. You got water and you got fire, all right? Fire and water don't go together. But let's look at some other things that allow them to perhaps work. Now, when you get into Mars, we know that Mars is masculine energy, Venus is feminine energy, okay? So when you look at Tom's Venus sign, a Venus sign for a man represents the characteristics and traits that he would like to see in his lady. The Mars sign is the action style that he takes to get her and to maintain that relationship, all right? And it's the flip side for women. A woman's Mars sign represents the type of energy that she would like to see in her man. Her Venus sign is the energy that she uses to obtain and maintain that relationship. So let's look at their Mars and Venus. Tom's Venus sign is Cancer. What is Venus for a man? It is the energy he wants to see in his woman. Gisele is a Cancer. So guess what? They're already a match right there because her sun sign is compatible with his Venus sign. That is the exact type of energy based on his astrological makeup, his natal chart makeup. That is the type of energy he prefers in a woman. Cancerian energy, okay? Gemini energy, that's Gemini is ruled by Mercury. It is the planet of communication. It is an extroverted sign. It's about, worldliness. They can hold a conversation. They can go out, meet people. That persona matches her career. What is she? She is a model, a supermodel. So she's always out and about in the public. That's her career, her trade, her craft. She's a supermodel, okay? Now, on the flip side, Gisele's Mars and Venus, her Mars is Libra. How about that? So the characteristics she wants to see in a man is Librarian, all right? Libra. The way that she goes about getting him is Gemini, okay? So her Venus actually matches Tom's Mars, but here's a and you know what? Her Mars in Libra matches Tom's rising sign. Not his everyday energy. Not his everyday energy. His everyday energy is Leo, but he's a Libra rising. So guess what? When she first met Tom, she met the type of man that she wanted to be with. Why? Because the rising sign is the first thing people notice about you. It's the first thing they see. So with her Mars being Libra, her action style being Libra, the type of man she's attracted to being Libra, she saw just what she wanted, or what she thought she wanted in Tom, right? But now let's start getting down into the nuts and bolts. So you might say, well, man, they lasted for 13 years. Why did they last for 13 years? Because both of them have very public jobs, very public occupations. Tom, he is a passionate, fiery football player, all right? He's a leader of men, Leo, that Leo energy, okay? That Libra rising, Libra is a cardinal sign. We know the cardinal signs are the leaders. So he's got that fixed Leo energy, that fixed fire, unmovable, unflappable, unshakable. This is why he's been so successful in his career, paired with that leadership rising sign, that Libra rising, okay? And his heart, he's pumping more fire. Aries, we know Aries is about action. It's the Mars, the war planet. That's Aries energy. So his heart is pumping fire. So that is what made him so masculine and made him do what he did on the field, okay? Made him so successful. That's very attractive to a lot of women. That's an alpha male. Most women want an alpha. You ask a woman if she wants a beta, most women are going to say no, they don't want a beta male. They want an alpha male. They want a sigma male if they can find one. Sigma males are rare, okay? They want a sigma if they can find one, okay? So that in the beginning looks like it's good, but watch this. Let's go back to those big three. Gisele is what? We just said what her big three are. She's Cancer, Scorpio, Capricorn, okay? So what she has right there, her big three, Cancer, Sun, Scorpio, Moon, Capricorn, Rising, you're talking about three signs that are pretty much kind of introverted, all right? Scorpio energy is introverted unless it's paired with another placement, a moon sign or a rising sign that makes it more on the extroverted side, okay? All right? For example, a very good friend of mine is a Scorpio moon, but then they're a Sagittarius rising. Sagittarius is more outward, that, outward energy, that extroverted energy. But the moon is more, that's that personal energy. The Scorpio is kind of reclusive. We know that the avatar for the Scorpio is the Scorpion. The Scorpion is reclusive, all right? Now, let's deal with the, again, you're talking about Cancer Sun, Scorpio Moon, and Capricorn Rising. Those are three signs that tend to be homebodies. They tend to be homebodies. Not that they won't go out, but they prefer their creature comforts. They prefer to be at home, okay? So you're talking about a homebody versus somebody who's the polar opposite. Leo's got to be out. That's the sun. That's that sun energy. I got to be out. Y'all got to see me, all right? Aries, passionate, fire, all right? That's the moon. That's who he is at heart. That's who he is at home. He's passionate, all right? And then Libra is all about, hey, I'm here. Hey, everybody, what's up? That's that Libra energy. Libras get along with everybody, okay, for the most part. Libra energy is about balance and harmony in relationships and the environment. So you've got two polar opposites already. And again, just looking at their big three, on paper, they don't match because one's a homebody and one is not, all right? Question is, are you spending more time away from home or are you spending more time at home? Stay with me now. We got two career professionals whose careers were about being out. These aren't corporate 9 to 5. You go to work, you do your job, you come home. No, these are about, hey, I'm on the road a lot. I'm out. I'm away. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. I'm this place today. Tomorrow I'm that place. Next week I'm that place. Football player, supermodel, okay? So, because they had alignment in their careers, it worked. But here is where the problem came in, all right? And I'm gonna hit this and we're gonna get ready to wrap this up. I'm showing you how this stuff works, all right? Astrology, knowing your personal astrology and knowing the astrology of a potential suitor or mate, it can save you heartache or it can reinforce that you made a good pick, all right? Now, they had two careers that were perfect for their relationship as long as they were working, right? Because both of them are highly attractive. Both of them got a lot of fire and passion. Scorpio moons, they're fiery and passionate too. It's not fire. I shouldn't say fire. Let's say passionate because they're a water sign. But they're also highly intuitive. So being a Scorpio moon, they're highly intuitive. So they can kind of read between the lines and see, this ain't right or that is right. That Scorpio energy, we know that's like about investigating and finding out, getting to the bottom of things. So you got a guy who decided a year ago he was going to walk away from football. Hey, you know what? Played in my last Super Bowl game. I'm ready to hang up the cleats, all right? Go spend time with my family. That's perfect for Gisele. Why? Because she is a Cancer, which is a homebody, and a Capricorn rising. Now, Capricorn rising is that Cap energy. Capricorn energy is about the bag. So she gonna go be about the bag, but her going to be about the bag is so that she can come back home and chill. That Scorpio moon, that's a home sign. All right. That Cancer sun, that's a home sign. I want to take care of home. I want to take care of my family, but I got to go get the bag. That's the Capricorn rising. Okay. So that's the rising sign. Guess what? Tom is ready to settle down. Now watch this. This is where the descendant comes into play. If she is a Capricorn rising, that means her seventh house of relationships, is the opposite. It's going to be Cancer. So guess what? Her ideal mate is going to have Cancerian traits as well. Now I know I said that the ideal, a woman is looking for a man with looking at that Mars sign represents the type of man that embodies the energy that she wants. That embodiment in her Mars is Libra. Okay, the embodiment in her Mars is Libra. So she got Tom in the Libra rising, but Tom is not a Libra at the core. He's not a Libra moon. He's not a Libra sun. Okay, so but that's okay. That's okay. What does that seventh house say? That seventh house says her first house being Capricorn, that seventh house is Cancer. So that means her ideal mate is someone that embodies some of that Cancerian energy, those Cancerian traits. Home, take care of home life, take care of family, love. Hey, you know what? Emotional. Let's be emotional together. She's a Cancer sun with a Capricorn rising. So she's got Cancer in her sun. That's who she is every day. And guess what? She's looking for the ideal mate that has Libra. It's a Libra flavored Cancerian, if you will. Okay, Libra, Mars energy, whatever. Okay, Mars. Let's just call that the packaging. I don't want to get too confused. Let's just deal with the descendant. The ascendant is you. The descendant is about your partnership, your relationship. Seventh house energy. Seventh house, she wants Cancerian energy. Guess what? Tom's Venus sign is actually Cancer, so that's his love style. But, however, Tom is an Aries moon. He's fiery, passionate at home, okay? He is fiery and passionate at home. And then his everyday persona is Leo. So he ain't about sitting in the house. So now you can understand why we got a problem. But not necessarily, because Tom says he's going to retire and he's ready to come home now. But what did Tom do? Not even a year went by before he unretired and went back to the NFL. Now we got a problem. Because, see, Gisele, she put up with that for his whole career. When he says he's finally ready to settle down, she's excited. Hey, he gets to come home and we get to be a family together. We get to do everyday normal stuff. She's like, nah, I can't do this. This ain't in me. It ain't in me. I'm sorry. I got to go back out there. I got to go back out there and do it one more time. That was a problem for her. And guess what? Because she's a Scorpio moon and a Cancer sun. Cancer suns, everybody knows a Cancer sun. They will love on you and love you to the moon and back. But don't cross a Cancer sun. You cross a Cancer sun, them claws come out. They retreat into that shell. They get defensive. They defensive about their loved ones. Maybe she was feeling like, okay, you're taking something away from our children now. So there was that problem. Okay, the claws came out. And then on top of that, you could magnify that with that Scorpio moon. Scorpio moon's intense energy. That Scorpio moon ain't getting, if they feel like they ain't getting dealt fairly, they go to 10 real quick. All right? Y'all shout out in the comments. You know anybody that's a Scorpio moon? You know anybody that's a Cancer sun? Y'all want to chime in on it? Drop a comment below. Drop a comment. Now, so we can see where this started to break down, and it takes us right back to their big three. One is a homebody, one is not. Okay? One's 7. Let's look at Tom's descendant, okay? Tom is a Libra rising. I told you guys I'm a Libra rising, so I know my descendant is going to be the same as his. The descendant to a Libra rising is Aries. You got Aries in the 7th house. Aries is what? Fiery passion. Fiery, intense, passion, okay? So, but with Tom being a fire sign, you got what's the planetary ruler for Aries? What's the planetary ruler for Aries? It is Mars, okay? So, does he have somebody with Mars energy? Yes, Gisele has Mars energy in her moon sign, but it's water. Tom is a fire sign, so he needs probably a woman that embodies Aries energy. Cancer is going to be super emotional. Aries, you're going to see passion, but not with the emotion that you see from a Cancer. So there was another problem. Now that Tom's at home and he's got time to spend with his lady, with his wife, he's getting to see her in a way that he has never seen her because he was always out on the road. Now it's settling in. Guess what? His 7th house, his descendant, is Aries, meaning he needs someone that embodies Mars energy. It can't be Scorpio because water puts out fire. All right? Now, you contrast me, for example. I am a 7th house Aries, okay? But I couldn't deal with so that would say, hey, you know what? My ideal mate would have intensity and passion. But guess what? It's the other side of the Mars energy. For me, it's got to be what? Scorpio, because water complements Earth, all right? Not fire. If it was, so I couldn't, even though I'm a 7th house Aries, I couldn't deal with Aries energy because Capricorn and Aries are not necessarily compatible. You got to work there. You got to work. So we can see now that when it was time for Tom to actually settle down and be at home, he probably was like, you know what? I'd rather be playing football. This home life ain't for me. Not right now. I still got fire in me. I still got the ability to go out here and dominate this sport. Now he's not dominating this season because, most of his offensive line is hurt. So now he's got to play in a way that he had never had to play before. You got to have wheels when you have no offensive line, and Tom don't necessarily have wheels. He was never known for that. He's known for pinpoint accuracy and a expert ability to read the field, okay? He could read the field. He could put the ball on the target. That's what he's known for. That's what you want your quarterback to do when you got an offensive line. When you don't have an offensive line, he ain't got time to sit back there and make his reads. And if he don't have legs, he can't do it. Anyway, this ain't a football video. I just wanted to break down to you guys how having a basic understanding of astrology can give you a glimpse of what your relationship might look like with a potential partner. On paper, Gisele and Tom mix? Nah. You got water and fire. They're not compatible. However, you can see why they worked for each other in the beginning, okay? Her Mars is Libra. He's a Libra rising. She saw Libra energy. She's attracted to Libra energy based on her Mars sign, okay? But then when you deal with that 7th house, she wants Cancerian energy. His Venus style, his love style is Venus, but you ain't sitting in your Venus energy all day. You're in your Sun energy all day. Once you get to know that person's actually in their moon energy, or they come in and out of their moon energy, actually. You come in and out of your moon energy, but your moon energy stays with you because that's your emotions, okay? Your Sun energy is your masculine energy. Your moon energy is your feminine energy, all right? Sun masculine, moon feminine. Every person on this earth, male or female, has both. They embody both archetypes, masculine and feminine. It's just which one is heavier, which one's lighter, whatever. So, as we can see, Gisele is heavy water. Now, the Capricorn is earth, but Capricorn is a hybrid sign because it's kind of really part earth, part water, because the Capricorn avatar is what? The sea goat. So, you got part water. That's why most Capricorns are very intuitive. They just don't let on to it because they're kind of introverted, so they don't tell you everything they're about, everything they know. Now, if you ask them, you get to know them, then whatever. But, so she's actually heavy water because even though she's water, earth, she's really water, earth, water. So she's heavy water. Heavy water is going to be highly spiritual, highly intuitive, and highly emotional. Fire signs don't do emotion well. They don't. They do passion, but there's a little bit of a difference between passion and emotion. So I'm sure they got that passionate side in spades early on in their in them meeting each other, So again, she's a Capricorn rising. Her Mars is Libra. That's her action style. So he saw a match there. He says, hey, I'm a Libra rising. I got major Libra placements, and we're compatible there. My ascendant is compatible with her Mars sign. So he saw some matching energy there, but she doesn't have a lot of fire in her chart. Looking at it, she's got a fire placement in Neptune. Her Neptune is Sagittarius. All right, that's the only fire placement I really see here. Everything else is water air and earth. So chart-wise, her chart ruler is what? Her chart ruler is Saturn. That's another key thing there. Her chart ruler is Saturn. Saturn is about time and task. Saturn is about challenges, overcoming challenge. That's Saturn energy, okay? Her chart ruler with that Capricorn rising is Saturn. Why? Because the ruling planet for Capricorn is Saturn. So you're talking about somebody whose chart ruler is Saturn energy. Saturn energy, when that's your chart ruler, that's going to touch everything you do. So everything she does is touched by a hint of Saturnian energy, okay? Now, him with Libra rising, everything that he touches has got to have an element of beauty and aesthetics. So you kind of got a little bit of a clash there with that Saturn taskmaster chart ruler button heads with that Venusian chart ruler. So that's about all I got, folks. I just wanted to show you guys how understanding the big three placements for astrology can help you to better manage in your relationships. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you have not done so and you would like to, hit the subscribe button and slide that notification bell up to all so you'll be notified when I upload a new video. All right? So again, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. In the beginning, I told you that I am an multiple award-winning author. 2 books, I've written 3, but 2 of them award-winning. From Fear to Faith, a survivor story. A story of how having the proper mindset can help you to achieve the impossible. How having the proper mindset can help you to overcome the absolute worst of circumstances, all right? That is From Fear to Faith, a survivor story. It's a must read. Multiple award winning. I've had a number of readers come back to me and say, Matt, your book helped to change my life. Thank you for writing it. Thank you. Thank you for being so raw and so transparent and letting us have a peek into some very challenging and very private aspects of your life. Your opening up helped me. That's From Fear to Faith, a survivor story, okay? Captain's Mate, if you're into tennis, check out Captain's Mate. There is not another book like it on the market, I promise you. It is the only book that captures and embodies the United States Tennis Association league player experience. Not only is it for USTA league players, it is also for coaches. If you coach tennis, you have to have a copy of this book. There are mental drills in that book. You guys know I'm big on mental. There are mental drills in that book that you are not going to find in any other book. And these drills are going to make you a better tennis player, because we know that tennis is probably 25% physical, 75% mental. All right? If you and your opponent are at the same physical level, the person who's mentally stronger is going to win that match. Every time. And that's one-on-one sports in general. He or she who is mentally stronger is going to win that contest. Now, last but not least, Stuck in an Elevator. Stuck in an Elevator, a tale of passion and, more importantly, self-discovery. What have we just been talking about here for the last 30 minutes? Knowing yourself. A tale of passion and self-discovery that takes place high above the Los Angeles skyline. 2 polar opposites inside an elevator that is not moving for the space of 1 hour. A male and a female from different sides of the tracks. That's Stuck in an Elevator. It'll take you about an hour to read it if you're a fast reader, hour and 15, hour 20 minutes if you're a slow reader, okay? It's going to grab your attention from the opening page, and you're going to look up and say, is that the end? All right? And for those of you that are asking, Matt, where's part 2? I got a critical mass number I want to hit of either downloads or paperback purchases before I release part 2, okay? That's just my position. That's where I'm at, okay? We are in a... Anyway, let me leave that alone, y'all. Listen, thank you guys for watching this video. I hope this video helps someone know yourself, and then know something about who you want to get in a relationship with. Matt, do you have any final advice, relationship advice? You guys know I don't like to give relationship advice like publicly, but I will say this. If you're dating somebody and you think you might really be interested in that person, then on the second date, if you get the second date, don't do this on the first date, because then they might look at you like you're crazy. All right. If you get a second date with them, ask to see their driver's license. All right. Ask to see the driver's license. Unless, they don't want you to know where they live, then I kind of get it or whatever. But, you want to see their date of birth. All right. And I say ask for the driver's license because people lie. You don't have to ask for the driver's license. Ask them for their just ask them, hey, when were you born? Like, what's your date of birth? That could be weird too, I guess. I don't know. Listen, I'm trying to help save you a headache. So put your feelings aside, all right? Put your feelings aside and don't worry about how you're going to be looked at. Find out when they were born and just get the basics of their birth chart. Now, to get the house placement, to get the rising and then the different houses, you have got to know what time you were born. A lot of people I'm finding these days don't know what time they were born, but that is so important if you want to know that 7th house energy, okay? For you, at least know your own time of birth so that when you run your own birth chart, you will know. And last but not least, if you want some tips on how to interpret your birth chart, email me. My email address is in the community tab, okay? I love you guys. Tell somebody you love them and mean it. How do you mean it? You have to show it. Love is an action word, okay? It's a noun too, but when we focus on the verb, the noun always takes care of itself. Show love and there'll be love. I love you guys. Peace.